Hello all, and welcome to this post-work beer review, which I'm going to dub this sleep deprivation beer review. So yeah, I'm sleep deprived for reasons, work-related reasons. Um, so yeah, I'm going to drink this beer and probably fall asleep within 15 minutes, maybe, or maybe not. Who knows? The world is my oyster. So, what is it that we are reviewing tonight? Well, tonight's beer is from Hana. You know that place I review a lot? And this is Hammershlager, their Festbier style lager. Now, I know I said in the past that they don't really redo beers, but apparently they do redo this one because I'm looking through the reviews. It's like, it seems like for a couple of years that they've released this every time around Oktoberfest. So I guess this is a recipe they sort of do repeat. This is a 6.0 Festbier style lager. And let's read the back now, shall we? If my eyes will cooperate with me. Inspired by the great fest beers of Germany and one of the most fun yet dangerous games known to humanity, Hammerschlagen, this well-slumbered lager is ready for the festivities. These beers were originally aged in ice caves during the summer and brought out to celebrate the harvest in September. After 3 months of lagering, the melange of Pilsner, Vienna, and Munich malt laid upon a bed of Hallertau, Mittelfra, and Tettnang hops form a lighter-colored, hoppy expression of German tradition. Prost. Yeah. So, I think that pretty much says it all. And, let's just go and pour this one out, shall we? Sorry, I'm really out of it. It's what only 3 or 4 hours of sleep will do to you. And I should move the camera down so you guys can see the pores again. It's just became very difficult. Okay. So a nice rich golden color, well carbonated, as you can see here, with a frothy to fluffy white head, bready malts, spicy and slightly herbal, noble hopping. Yeah, smells like a fest beer. Yeah, molten hops. Words fail me at this late hour and at this state of exhaustion. Yeah, so get noble hops balanced by bready malts, which is fest beer style right there. Okay, onto the palate now, shall we? So up front, you have that initial bittering noble hops. Then kind of kicks in a very sweet, bready cereal note. It's very rich on the palate, especially in the mid to the finish. Yeah, definitely. Um, almost very. I would say there's a very sweet note in the mids and less into the finish, so it's not quite clean on the finish. You know, there's still some of that sweetness remaining. Some of the reviews that I read online kind of said like a buttery note. I'm not catching a buttery note, which is thankful because you don't want a buttery note in lagers. That's generally a sign of diacetyl. So yeah, um, it's just very rich and heavy for a fest beer style. A fest beer is supposed to be that you can get your entire Schlagen glass and drink that, and still have room for a big plate of, you know, chicken and potatoes. Whereas this is kind of on the heavier side. It almost feels almost you know, like a good German Bock, more so than Fest beer. Just from um, the heaviness of the mouthfeel and in my stomach as well, honestly. Uh, the hopping is definitely a bit more like a fest beer. It's present. It's just like the malt heaviness is, it's just very rich. Because the fest beer style was developed to be lighter than the Marzen. That was the traditional beer of the Oktoberfest until surprisingly fairly recently, the late 70s, early 80s. Um, you know, and if you go and have like a German fest beer, like Paulaner or something like that, it goes down very easy. And American style fest beers, they tend to be a bit on the heavier side, but this one is definitely the heaviest one that I've had. Now, that said, it's not like drinking a barley wine or an ice beer or something like that. It's just very heavy for the style. That said, no real flaws. Um, I would prefer just a little bit, draw back on the malt bill a little bit, bring down the residual sugars just a little bit, have that wonderful blend of hops just shine a little bit more in the nose and top note. It really is. Um, you can really taste those noble hops, which is something that is pretty rare in a lot of like local Hawaiian craft beers. I think because it's pretty expensive. Just draw back that malt bill a little bit. Let that hopping shine a little bit more. Yeah. I've never actually played, Hammerschlagen, where, you do that thing. It seems like really a bad idea after a couple of years. You guys tell me if you've ever played it. And yeah, pretty decent beer. Give this one a shot if you're in Hawaii. I mean, it's not too hard to find Hanakoa now. They're really increasing. They're not like supermarket distributed, but any specialty like liquor store will be carrying them now. So give this one a shot if this is up your alley. Of course, German lagers are always up my alley. And that, folks, is your beer review for this late evening. Proust.